In this episode, I'd like to discuss something called GENLOCK, used in broadcast television. GENLOCK is a system used to make sure all of the equipment is synchronized together. Let's say at a TV studio you'll have these are supposed to be cameras. Let's say you have 3 cameras. You have 2 playback machines. You'll have a black generator, and you may have a character generator. You probably will have a character generator, CG, and maybe some other equipment as well. Now, not necessarily all these pieces of equipment are going to be started up at the same time. The cameras might turn on a few seconds apart. These might turn on later. Who knows? If that happens, they all stop in different places as far as the frame and synchronization go. In this part of the world, there are, well, 29.9, we'll say 30, 29.9, 30 frames per second. So let's say when you go to output this signal, let's say you're recording it or you're going live. Let's say, for example, this camera is on frame 3, this camera is on frame 6, this camera is on frame 10. This playback machine is on frame 17, this one's on frame 23. Let's say your black generator is on frame 1, and let's say your character generator is on frame 14. If you went to switch between these, you would get a flip. You would actually see the black bar at the bottom of the TV will flip up. That black bar is the vertical sync, and that tells the TV that's the end of the frame. So because these are at all different frames, the TV, or in this case the output, would have to readjust every time you switched. If, for example, you had 2 at the same time, let's say you're running credits from the CG over top of camera 2. This is on camera 6. Camera 2 is on frame 6, and your CG is on frame 14. That's going to cause a major problem. It would probably cause the sync on everybody's TV to go crazy and might even damage the TV. So to prevent from breaking people's TVs, then to invent a system called GENLOCK. And basically what GENLOCK does is this device, it tells each piece of equipment where it's going to be. So the GENLOCK says, hey, we're on frame 1, everything is on frame 1. Then this says, okay, go to frame 2, everything goes to frame 2. It's pulses. It just sends out pulses. It's a little bit different now because it's digital, but it's basically the same thing. So this just makes sure that everything is synchronized, everything looks good, and people's TVs aren't being damaged. And of course, if you're recording and you're out of sync, the recording is not going to look very well either. That's called GENLOCK. That's used in broadcast television. It's not used in consumer equipment. Consumer equipment is a little bit different. It's non-composite, so it's a little bit different system. But we're talking about broadcast.